BronyCon edition.
You are now tuned in to the world's greatest.
Tonight is the night, bright lights, hype crowd, yeah, we keep the floor down, everybody get loud. Tonight is the night, A-list, can't miss, when we burn it to the ground, everybody get down. Tonight is the night, we stand grinding while our faith kept rising, steady climbing, now we on top. It's not something you get, it's just something we got, cause I don't know what you know, if you know we playing the night. Tonight, lights flashing when we step in the place, and you can feel the raw excitement from the look on their face. It's like the prize right in front of my eyes to take, and the sky's the limit, got no time to waste tonight.
Tune Critic Y2K. Joshscorcher. VoiceOfReason.
So you see the writing on the wall. Tonight is the night, we stand grinding while our faith kept rising, steady climbing, now we on top. It's not something you get, it's just something we got, cause I don't know what you know, if you know we playing or not. Tonight.
That is what I like to hear. Are we good? Are we good?
That's an episode!
That was a good episode.
Alright, give me the reference!
That's
We're gonna be talking about that.
BronyCon, I just have one question for you. Are you ready? I can't hear you! I said, are you ready? Well, if that's the case, for the hundreds in attendance at this panel room, for the thousands roaming the convention hall, to the hundreds of thousands who couldn't make it to this illustrious event, and to the hundreds who will eventually watch this panel up on YouTube. Oh, let's get ready for our Q&A panel!
Fillies and gentlecoats, boys and girls, children of all ages, today, BronyCon brings to you the best of the best reviewers in the whole Fandom! And now we can get to the panel.
What's on with that?
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comedy for the Team. I'm your host, VoiceOfReason, joined by the Democratic Y2K, Joshscorcher, and University Country Bag Silver. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of making your reviews entertaining. You may have seen it, as the tagline once said, you may have seen us review your favorite episodes, you may have seen us bash it, and you also may have seen us run around the convention hall for the sake of comedy.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, word of advice, ask security before you do that.
So yeah, we're basically going to talk about the ins and outs of making your reviews funny, but basically the first question is, why should you add comedy to your critique?
Well, yes, it's nowadays just having a good, interesting, well-thought opinion isn't enough. YouTube has gotten incredibly competitive. And the thing is that a good, interesting opinion, like good, interesting points, making good points, that's not good enough anymore. Because you gotta have it, you gotta have presentation. And no one is, the thing is, no matter how good your points are, YouTube is personality driven, not quality driven. Okay, that's a hard truth to swallow, but and it's unfortunate because it's like if people could sell themselves off of their merits, that would be great. But you gotta roll with the punches. No one is entitled to an audience, and anyone can say they have good points. Everyone has good points in their minds. So.
Not everybody, though.
See, that is assuming you have a mind. That is a problem I run into quite often.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Hollow.
Nothing.
Now, of course, we realize not everyone is going to be a comedian, but the key is presentation is paramount. Again, like what Josh is saying, being comedic is all about being. Yeah, well.
There you go. Just like
timing. But of course, you have exceptions to the rule. I mean, Dr. Wolf has has one of the best voices out there, and he doesn't insert a lot of comedy into his reviews, but you still want to listen to the guy.
Give it up for Dr. Wolf.
It's all about presentation.
And explosions, always good. But above all, sing it with me now. You gotta have personality. Nobody? Oh, I'm old. I'm too old for this audience.
Now, the thing about the whole critique thing, as people have said here, anybody can do it. Well, okay, maybe not everybody, but a good majority of people can do it, and it all depends on how you deliver that. If you are, let's say you're positive about something, sure, people will eat that up. But if you're negative about something, it also depends on whether the thing is good or bad. And the whole thing is, I think at the end of the day, critique is really, really subjective. So it doesn't matter if you say, oh, I really like this thing. You're gonna have people agreeing, you're gonna have people disagreeing. You hate something. A lot of people really hate you for that, but there will be some people who disagree. So, no, I should say agree. I mean, but
Well, just understand your perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, on top of that, if you, like, a spoonful of sugar goes a long way. You can make people more perceptive to your videos if you, like, for example, if you were to take something you don't like about the episode, if you put it between a couple of things that people like, or that you did like, just sandwich it between there, it'll make it seem like you're trying to pull out a balanced opinion, like you're not just trying to bash or you're just trying to praise infinitely. You're trying to actually convey some semblance of objectivity.
Constructive criticism.
2 words you have to be very careful with.
Also, the other positive thing about that is if somebody throws a hissy fit in the comment sections, guess who has the moral high ground? You do.
We are the most humble ever in the universe.
Well, that's ironic.
But much like critique, that an opinion on a piece can be subjective. We'll say it was good, it was bad, and we'll argue our points as best we can. Humor itself is subjective. You may say something you think is just hilarious, and the audience is going to love this, and then you hear the crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Like, for example, I really like Dust Dawn. See, there you go. There you go.
I like it ironically.
Hipster!
I like the lynching we're going to give Toon Critic later.
That's not subject. That's something everyone
You're one to talk,
can enjoy.
Mr. Hippogriff.
Well, then we appreciate your good humor.
Thanks for being a good sport about it.
Anyway.
There's staff all around. We can save that for later. And basically, that may be a thing. You may make a joke and somebody, I find that offensive. And they might not say it in that voice.
They probably are, though.
They probably. So sometimes it's a case of trial and error. You find out what is getting a good reaction from people. You find out what is really funny, and you find out, while still being true to your own sense of humor. Humor comes from within. There are very different philosophies, one of which that I've often attracted to is humor is based on pain. It is in many ways our defense
You're a living
mechanism.
example of that.
Can you feel the Schadenfreude?
How I live every day.
I got nothing, folks.
Yeah. All right.
He's a zombie.
Yeah. But even
He's not a medical professional.
But even if humor's subjective, even if it has a really good joke, you gotta remember, as I said earlier, timing is everything. If your joke is not well timed, it's going to fall flat and fall hard.
Yeah, there's a certain art to this, honestly, and it took me a while to discover this, but yeah, you have to line up the jokes, you have to go with the flow with it, and you have to just slowly reel people into it. People get interested, oh, there's gonna be a joke here, maybe. Like, for example, there's really no place that people are just gonna get offended all the time. Sorry. Sorry, I had something in my throat there. Anyway, you get the point.
Tumblr.
And that just seeing it comes with experience. It's unfortunate. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. You're gonna mess up your jokes, and I'm sorry to say, but you're gonna mess up.
Yeah.
And
Nobody's perfect.
And of course, that's fine. As Tomsko once said in his how-to YouTube video, your first videos are going to suck, but that's good.
Oh gosh.
I know all about that.
I made an Eminem reference in my first video.
I'm sorry. But speaking of YouTube videos, we're going to talk about the format that most people use. The first one, of course, is loading.
Loading.
There we go.
Hey, I know that guy. Oh.
All right, let's move on.
Let's not talk
The
about
people of comedy through critique have chosen to not address the elephant.
Yeah, that was you.
Okay. So this format is one that a lot of people really seem to find themselves most comfortable with. I've scoured all over YouTube. I found some little gems. Some people I'd like to say, like Ty and Daga and Master Code, for example. Hey, there he is right there.
Give it up for the Dusk Dawn guy!
He wasn't Dusk's Dawn.
But yeah, this is a format that a lot of people use as the basic format. This is the format that now I think is considered the beginner's format. And people who use this, it's, like I said, it's easy to make, it's dynamic. You can run with this. A lot of people take this format and they can do some really incredible things with it. They can add in all sorts of like other things, but this is the main thing that they use. But the thing is, despite the fact that it is beginner's format, it's also becoming overused.
Generic.
And it sucks. It really sucks because I've known some people who take a look at this and just like, oh, I don't really like this kind of format. It's not interesting. But you have to realize with the formats that we choose here, this is the best that we have. And people who really step above that really get like a good foot in the door. They get a really good advantage to that.
It's a similar format, but Angry Joe actually uses that format if you think about it.
But yeah, another kind of really popular format is the kind that the mysterious Mr. Enter uses.
I just collabed with him.
Self-promotion!
Look at the horse famous guy over here. But yeah, using the narration format, basically showing footage of your video or of the thing you're reviewing with the voiceover going on over it, and it's fairly easy to use. All you gotta do is find some footage. Yeah,
He's got a point.
We'll get to that in a second.
that is one of the big problems with it. But on the positive side, it's really easy to make. All you gotta do is first review a show that has kind of a loose content ID policy. There's some good ones like that.
Like Paw Patrol. That's a great show that everybody likes, right? Right?
What?
You don't want to know what Paw Patrol is, trust me.
And there's also one of the other positive things is that you can go straight to the part of the video that you're talking about and play that video while you're talking about it. It makes it really easy to convey to the audience what you're trying to do. But like our friend over here just said, it does have issues. One of the biggest ones being you're going to kind of run into a couple of issues with content ID problems because YouTube is kind of... That is a very, very nice way to
run
put
by
it.
idiots. They're run by bots. It's automatic because there's so many videos out on YouTube right now that they send out search bots to get them, and it's unfortunate, but it's the best they can do.
I read somewhere that that 6 hours of content is released every second on YouTube. Like there's no way that a human can keep, like any amount of humans can keep track with all of that. So they kind of got to use the bots for that.
It sucks, but what are you gonna do? You gotta roll with the punches.
I am a YouTube bot. Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement.
He's a zombie, he's a robot, and he's brainless. How did he make it to the building today?
They have fantastic
Oh my God, he
services
is
here.
a Terminator.
Dun 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 dun.
Come with me if you want to live.
Lol.
I need your clothes. Wait, never mind.
Okay.
We're keeping this
moving on.
Yeah, we got to keep going with this. We
Okay,
were kind of
moving on.
started late, so.
All right, you're up now.
Okay, the critic reaction format. It's Channel Awesome. Who knows what Channel Awesome is?
Some people do. This is very good. You people are cultured.
All right. Yes. So the thing is about the critic reaction format. Play a little bit of scene, a little bit of narration. Critic reacts to it, probably like a skit or two, and goes back to it. Overreacts. Yeah. And it's great. The thing is that this type of format, it's very, very versatile. You can do so much with it, and it's got the most versatility out of any format, and it's also a character-driven. It's a personality-driven format. So if you want to build up a character, which you probably should because YouTube and internet, and that's the thing that people pay attention to because usually your biggest audience, because usually your audience consists of like 10 to 20-year-olds who came back from a hard day at work or school and want to watch want to watch something funny. So this is the kind of format that you want to use if you want to do that. Here are the problems with it. The videos are always super, super long. It's like Nostalgia Critics reviews, they're like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and...
Takes them like 5 minutes just to get to the review.
Well, with the Garfield review, it took about 340 something.
Yeah, and like the narration format, because it also uses a lot of narration, high content ID potential. And this format is not for beginners.
Oh no.
It's you have to be skilled with on-screen acting. You got to be skilled with voice acting. You got to be a very skilled actor in order to pull this off. It requires so much work, but if you can pull it off, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Now the next one. Yeah. Now the next one's what I like to call the gloss reflection format, is where you actually break down the review like Arcada of Gloss Reflection. Any fans of them? There we go. Hey,
Some fans.
Yeah, anime fans. Where they break down the review into certain points, and you can either be on screen or you can be off screen and talk about it. What's good about this is it's focused and organized, so that way when you're talking about one point in the script, that's what you focus on. So like with Arcada, be like you talk about the story and characters, and then it'll move on to like the technical stuff like music and music and animation, and then at the end I'll talk about like how entertaining, and then he gives like a final score of why they're recommended or whatnot. And then I do the same thing with my STEM format. The problem is you may glance over some items that may seem important, and like a certain talking point that everyone talked about, and the other is that the chance to insert humor is limited. So like what I do when it comes to this type of format, nowadays I usually insert some form of humor at the beginning, whether it's like an opening skit or like a reaction shot, like in my Bloom and Gloom review, where I react, oh my god, they found the rift and it's Pinkie Pie panicking. Anyone else want to panic with me? No?
I don't want to make cupcakes. No. And then we come to a format that is near and dear to my heart, the giant skit format. Also a feature on That Guy with the Glasses, Channel Awesome. Also, a former of Channel Awesome is the Spoonie Experiment.
Yes.
And the fine people at Smosh. And this is where you just ham it up. This is where you can take ideas or commentary on the show, on the movie, on the video game, and you can just play it out. I enjoy Angry Joe acting out the more frustrating aspects of games. Watching Gamera beat Godzilla. And the great thing about this is that comedy is at the forefront. And then George Carlin once said, if you get them laughing, you get them thinking.
I know I stopped it. Yeah, speaking of comedy, let's talk about common jokes.
By the way, before we get too far, don't forget, these are just formats. These are just like bases that you can build off of. Like, these aren't just the set ways that you have to do it. You can take one of these ideas and just run with it in your own crazy and neat direction.
But more like guidelines than actual rules. Welcome aboard the Black Pearl, Miss Turner.
But
This guy.
I do want to stress with the giant skit format that while comedy is great, it also requires a tremendous amount of time and energy. It is one of the most complex of the formats, requires the most time, and it's where the most can go wrong. Yeah. Especially if your joke falls flat. I work for hours.
So now we come to common jokes, and this is where this is gonna be the meat of the panel, if you will. We start a little beginner course. Now we're getting to the good stuff.
Oh, why does life have to be so ironic?
We're talking about irony.
And it makes sense. It's a double irony.
So it's not irony then.
We are guaranteed to get this wrong.
All right, continue.
All right, so give me the bullet points.
Okay, well, it's just like.
Yeah, a lot of people use satire and irony. You got things like, Monty Python, Dorkly, How It Should End. It's sort of like that. It's a parody.
How it should have ended, you incompetent boob.
Excuse me. No, parody is something that's really, really, really fun to do, but it's also very difficult to do because. Parody is something that I really enjoy seeing, and if you poke fun at something, if you satirize something, if you find just the right way to poke at it, you're gonna get people going ooh, and then you're gonna get people laughing along with it. Just be careful though, because you really don't want to do something else.
Also, irony is not coincidence.
No.
As Bender once said, the use of words expressing something other than their literal intention.
You got beat up in school a lot, didn't you?
Now that is irony.
See, some people get it.
But again, if you did get in school, just remember.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life.
You can get it.
If you're just joining us,
welcome for those of you who are joining us. Yes, we're getting into the fun stuff now.
Welcome to Monty Python panel.
Okay, puns.
Puns. I love the puns.
That pony is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an igneous.
There's an example. Thank you, Rainbow Dash.
Puns. Ellie, would you like to tell us a little bit about puns?
What was that for?
Excellent throw, Ellie.
Princess Macintosh lost her wings midway.
Also, I think you turned off.
Puns, not slapstick.
We're getting to that later.
This is mine now.
Uh-oh.
Okay, anyways.
But yes, this is one of the most fun ways to do it because you get reactions like Ellie's, or you get reactions like most of these people who are just like, ha.
Hey, this guy gets it.
That's right. Good night.
But yeah, if you if you want to look for good puns, Bo Burnham, really funny comedian with the piano, really good person to go with. Also, weirdly enough, Shakespeare. Like, if people talk about Shakespeare, oh, he's so high society. No, he basically did fart jokes.
Yeah. Or more specifically, we actually have a translation of Shakespeare.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended.
If the actors in our show made you mad, it'll be okay if you look at it this way.
That you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear.
You fell asleep on your butt and dreamed the whole thing.
And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream.
There is a hole in the plot you could drive a truck through.
Who here loves Animaniacs? Come on.
Yeah!
That is good.
Yeah, it's like the entire beginning of Romeo and Juliet is just one pun after another, after another, after another. It's stark contrast to the rest of the story.
Now we come to something
and there's
fun.
one other guy who's kind of famous for the puns. It's the person sitting to my immediate right.
Hi, Silver.
You may find me repugnant, but I'm a true pundit.
No, that's great. I'm playing this
Feed
now.
me your rage.
Do you have something to play?
Yeah, that's great. I'm playing this now.
Something's gonna fall! Quick for your life!
Yeah, just imagine this is you.
Like, honestly,
This is you.
You're overreacting.
Headshot! Double kill! Triple kill! Monster kill! Kill apocalypse.
And so after you bring out the puns, that's when people are praying for slapstick. Because it ain't funny till I get hurt.
Anyway.
Basically, slapstick, cartoon comedy, famous by Tom and Jerry. They were one of the defining forms of slapstick.
The good stuff.
And Tex Avery. And to steal from the Nostalgia Critics commentary, Tom and Jerry made it funny because it looked like it hurt. Just for a moment, when they impacted something hard, you felt it. Your teeth rattled along with Tom.
Your teeth, yeah, it's like when their teeth fell out.
Yeah, usually they did, but they were there for the impact. Now, even before them, the Three Stooges.
Yes. Everybody loves the Three Stooges.
Now, seriously, where else would you want to see friends beating the ever-loving daylights out of one another? Well, if... hey, I'm friends with Ellie. You think you scare... Flying Big Mac is the worst you get today?
You're lucky if you're going to get an axe thrown at you.
That's right. I'm not going to make it till noon. And then in the more recent years, it's the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams all putting forth their own brand of comedy. Oh, okay, I see my kindred spirits in the audience here. Yes. Now, the funny thing about slapstick, other than the fact it's funny to see someone else get hurt, it's also quickly overcome. Looney Tunes, you fall off a cliff and it looks like it hurts, but the next scene you're fine. Would it be funny if Wile E. Coyote was being loaded into an ambulance and that was the end of the skit? No.
Yeah.
Okay. You might find it funny, but then you gotta ask, am I a sadist?
Yeah, speaking of sadism, as soon as it loads.
Can't stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get...
Nobody remembers Airplane.
Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
Who here likes Airplane? There we go. Got some people there.
All right,
that's you. Next up.
That's me?
Yeah.
I thought it was anti-jokes.
You were...
We are well rehearsed.
Right there.
Oh, okay, there we go. Anecdotes. So yeah, anecdotes, the definition of an anecdote is a small story. That's
basically.
And that's how Equestria was made. What, huh?
Like that.
Yeah. There's this comedian that I like. His name is Scott Wood, and yeah, he's I love his form of humor because he does anecdotal humor so well. It's just small story, punchline, small story, punchline. It's yeah, you know, I was just my wife and I had a little fight the other night. It's just she called it. It's like I called it a little fight. They worded it a little different on the police report. Or like, it's like my sister's a little overweight, you know? I mean, it's like I told her to go out and get a bike, and I realized she wasn't losing weight, and I found out it was a moped. Okay, and then I went further, and I told her to do 100 crunches every day. Yeah, she loves them. They're made by Nestle.
Dude, you should get into stand-up comedy. You'd be great.
No, all my jokes are stolen. I cannot do that.
Isn't that with everybody these days?
Well, that means you're ready for Comedy Central.
But anyways, it's a lot of this is like stand-up comedy 101. It's like you gotta be good with anecdotes. You gotta be good at seeing the humor in situations and playing with expectations. It's like start out normal, and then right at the last second you switch it around into something weird.
Got it. Yeah. For example, Brian Regan. As soon as it loads.
I think the worst day was the day the science project was due. Waking up that morning, that was fun, huh? Your head would pop off your pillow. Oh no. That's due today. I had 9 months to do nothing. Of a cardboard box.
I spy a Dusty Cat.
Anyways.
Hi, Dusty
Cat, everybody!
How did Dusty Cat get the biggest pop on this panel?
We did not script this part.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm just crashing to say hello to him. See you later.
Oh, okay. Right. Dusty Cat, everybody!
Yes. I've literally never met that guy.
Yeah. Anyways, anecdotes. You gotta be able to find humor in any situation.
Yeah. Well, that was random. Speaking of random.
And then I said, oatmeal, are you crazy?
Okay, random humor. That's basically coming out of nowhere and making people laugh. But, okay, how many people watch Jack's films or know who Jack's films is? All right, yeah, he has a little thing when it comes to random humor, and I have to agree. Random does not equal funny. Or let me change. Randomness on its own doesn't equal funny. It works better if you have a straight man to play off of. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule. I mean, Exhibit A.
Discord.
Exhibit B.
Exhibit B. But if you want to look for good random humor, yeah, if you want to look towards random humor, I'd actually check out like certain abridged series. For example, Pokemon Bridge. Shout out to Noah King. I know she's not here, but right now, but shout out to her. The other is Code Ment. I freaking love Code Ment. 3 words that just describe it. I'm at soup.
There we go. Some people get it.
I also want to talk about, the thing is that particular moment, I'm at soup. That is how you do random humor really well because, okay, I'm going to regret this. Who here knows what Teen Titans Go is?
Down with you for mentioning that.
Yes! Okay, who here remembers that episode where they were doing the waffles? Okay, well here's the thing. Here's the thing. Saying waffles is a funny word, like kumquat or pickle barrel. They're funny words. But the thing is, you gotta use them right, and soup is a funny word. So I'm 100% sure if you took the I'm at soup skit and replaced it with waffles, like, I'm at waffles! It would be just as funny.
Meanwhile, if you were to just say soup literally like 150 times in an episode with no other context,
I'd sing it in a song. Let's sing the sandwich song.
Sandwich.
That's funny.
But the other one, I think ACF movie is coming out with episode 9. I think either today or
more ACF movie. Woo!
Yeah, but actually, they have a really good point about random humor.
Do you ever get tired of being random? Me neither.
That's how you do random right.
Yeah, don't put the cake as a lie on a pillow. Don't do that.
Well, we learned something new like you, Josh.
All right, so yes, anti-jokes.
And what is the delightful frock you're wearing now saying?
It doesn't talk. It's a dress.
So yes, anti-jokes deadpan. This is something that's a little harder to pull off because a lot of people do say that comedy is derived from suffering. I respectfully disagree. It's not just derived from suffering. I think it's also derived from playing with expectations, and that's where anti-jokes come in, because they play with your expectations. So yeah, I don't know who any of those people are.
Andy Kaufman. I thought you wouldn't know who Andy Kaufman was. But you know who Drax is. From Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have a plan.
Cease your yammering and relieve us from this irksome confinement.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with the walking thesaurus on that one.
Do not ever call me a thesaurus.
It's just a metaphor, dude. His people are completely literal. Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
Who loves Guardians of the Galaxy?
Okay, there's a basic trope. There is a basic trope for this. It's like, go on TV tropes. The trope is comically missing the point. It's like just comically missing the point. And it's basically taking it too seriously.
He did the thing! He did the thing!
It's playing with expectations. Like someone uses a metaphor, someone uses a simile, and it just goes the complete other direction. Playing with expectations or like silence or disbelief. It's like something really extraordinary happens and the joke is just.
Now we come to something that I know very well and I'm surprisingly good at. It's self-deprecation, or as I like to call it, insult comedy.
This is the most basic of jokes.
You're the most basic of jokes.
Mom, get the camera!
Get an ambulance in here, Cassandra!
Rip in pieces!
Hello, 911, I would like to report a murder!
Oh, insult comedy is so much fun. You can see things here like, the Comedy Central Roast, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but here's the thing about insult comedy that I really enjoy. It really depends if the person you're doing it to knows how to take a joke. You have to be very careful with this. Sometimes you may have to ask, hey, is it okay if I make fun of you or something? Or you can do a little bit impromptu. Just don't be rude about it. There's very levels of degrees of all this, how you can do insult comedy. I may or may not have stepped over that last time when I accidentally called out Digi Brony and Brony Curious when they were at the last battle. But, if you get it from there.
High road.
No, you're not doing it.
Freeze.
You gotta make fun of the red and black OC that he has.
Okay, I'm just gonna hide out down here for the rest of the panel.
See, I can take a joke.
Is there room?
Or we'll shoot you. Go right ahead. Bang, bang, ba-dow, 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 bang. Oh no, you got me. Hey, stop making fun of our invisible guns. Bang. Larry, stop it.
That's always very fun to do.
All right, hyperbole time. This is when things are going to be literally the greatest part of this show ever. 100%.
Going to love it!
I'm sorry, Fluttershy. I'm sorry. I love you forever. This is one of the ways I love to get my points across. Just full on, just throwing everything you've got at the wall and just bombarding people with. Oh, come on, why is this funky doing this? Oh my God, this is literally the worst phone in the history of phones. Okay, Channel Awesome does this all the time, particularly the guy with the glasses, or the Nostalgia Critic.
Same guy, but
yeah, Nostalgia Critic. Dog. The biggest one of this was when Tom and Jerry talked in the Tom and Jerry. Who remembers the Tom and Jerry movies?
Yeah,
Who wants to forget the Tom and Jerry movies?
Well, too bad. I have a clip.
What do you think I am, a dummy?
You said it.
Holy crap! They talk! They actually talked! The apocalypse has finally begun, pigs are learning how to fly, Satan is skating his way to work, and I'm pretty sure that I just became a monkey's uncle.
Okay. Now we come to something pretty fun. Reference humor.
And I'd like to know how Loki used it to turn two of the sharpest men I know into his personal flying monkeys.
Monkeys? Do not understand.
I do.
I understood that reference.
I need to watch more of the Avengers.
You know, just for the record, Josh, every time I look at Captain America now, I always picture you. I always picture that one scene where it's just the whole watch your language scene from Avengers Age of Ultron.
I'm sorry, it slips out.
All right, so this is a pretty important one, Pop Culture Alliance. This is one that I see a lot of people tend to do. They tend to go with something that's like current, or they make a joke out of something that's, you know, pop culture. And pop culture is really just about everything nowadays. It's cartoons, it's movies, it's old stuff, it's new stuff, it's current stuff, it's all this other stuff. And the thing about that, though, is that I've seen a lot of people tend to rely on those types of jokes. Not everybody's gonna get that. If you make a joke about something that not many people know, you're gonna have people wondering, okay, can we get on to the next point or something? I know a lot about Pop Culture Alliance. I used to do that a lot with some of my older reviews. I used to make references to a lot of older stuff. Not a lot of people got it. But then I went with things that were a little more current, and people started to get onto that. Now, just be careful with how you do that, because if you use it so much, people are gonna just wonder, oh, gee, I wonder what this person's gonna do next.
Speaking of.
All right, yes. The obvious joke. Remember Winter is Coming? Yes. Okay. Yeah, here's the problem. Yeah, it's handed to us it's handed to comedians like us on a silver platter. But the thing is, we can't reach for it because you can't just make the reference and tell people to laugh. You can't. Don't tape the cake as a lie on a pillow.
Look at this and laugh, you sheep.
You have to take the joke and make it your own. Like Silver Quill did this recently with his Lost Treasure at Griffinstone. It's like the obvious joke was let it go, but he had to take it and make the joke his own.
And
it's
make
like
Dr. Wolf suffer.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry, Doctor.
Yeah, it's like the core of the joke wasn't the fact that he was making let it go. The core of the joke was that everyone was suffering. So
listen, I'll just say, sing for me your symphony of tears.
Make the reference, but make the joke your own.
Also, make sure.
Who's up for a duet?
No, not now.
No.
Not now. We only got 10 minutes.
Can't hold it back anymore.
Ow!
Oh, she will.
Anyway, while we're on the topic of references, make sure what you're using actually connects with what you're saying. Okay, I'm just gonna quick preface this. KP, if you're in the audience, I'm sorry. I do love your reviews.
Is she here?
I don't.
Hey, you didn't make the mistake I did last year.
Okay.
She's not here. You've got 3 rays.
Okay, disclaimer: we like KP.
Yes, we do. However, this was the first thing that comes to mind when it talks about reference relevance. It's like using a Donnie Darko reference in your review just because Angel Bunny was in the episode. Please don't hurt me. Okay, she's not here. Okay, I'm safe.
Sweet.
So, what's it worth to you for us not to tell her you said that?
Oh yeah, it is going up on YouTube, so I'm dead anyway.
Nice knowing you, Boise.
Because you see, my friends, knowledge is power, and you need to know.
G.I. Joe.
See,
there's an obvious joke for you.
And you all knew that reference, even if you weren't alive when that was airing. In which case, thank you for making me feel old again. But wait,
Oh, okay.
But the thing is,
not bad.
You need to ask yourself: does the audience know what I'm referencing? There's a temptation. It means all of this to you because you know it so well. But if your audience doesn't get it, it's going to go right over their heads, and the joke bombs terribly. That's why it's good to go with stuff that's pretty big and mainstream right now. You say winter is coming, even if people haven't watched Game of Thrones, they know what you're talking about. Yeah. But you know it.
But or even studying basic school subjects like philosophy or sociology. Those are a real help in making more jokes. Honestly, just education really will help you make better jokes.
But you can also, by acknowledging that lack of knowledge, you can set up for another joke. Case in point, when Toon and I did a collaboration, he referenced that the ponies were acting as dumb as bringing in 4 Zubats to face the elite for a Pokemon. I was like, now, as we were writing the script, my hands were literally poised over the doors like,
This one doesn't play Pokemon.
So, but all I had to do was add the lines, oh, I'm old. And suddenly everyone who's not in the joke is right there with me. Share my pain.
All right, and the other big one is self-referential humor and running gags. Setting up a character for yourself and giving him giving him and her any kind of weird trait that you can just run with and come back to whenever you need to do something kind of weird and off the cuff.
Poking fun at friendship is witchcraft. All right, and finally, here we go, audacious humor.
Good night, everybody.
Speaking of which, innuendos. This is, okay, parody may be my favorite genre of comedy, but innuendos is my favorite joke to do.
If you know what I mean.
Okay. Here's the thing, with innuendos, you gotta be subtle.
Oh, yes.
Going along with wordplay, you gotta word it right so that way the joke comes off right. And, yeah, how do I put this? If you're able to squeeze it in right, you're gonna leave a lot of people satisfied.
Hey! There you go!
I'm sorry, Josh.
I hate innuendos so much. It's like, that's what she said is so overused. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Somebody said it. Thank you.
Oh my.
Okay.
All right, but moving forward to another form of audacious humor, we have the dark humor.
Yes.
Dark humor. When they say comedy is based on pain, sometimes it's the pain of, did he just do that? I can't believe they just did. Oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. And that's why you can sort of shock people, overuse it, and the effect grows numb, and yet people start thinking, okay, this guy is really messed up.
Family Guy.
Cross the line twice.
Cross the line twice and you're in trouble. But if you want to imply you're about to decapitate Flash Sentry, the Flash Sentry fans will hate you for it.
Well, at least his life will be done in the Flash.
Come at me, bronies.
Moving on.
Okay. You misspelled euphemisms, oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, euphemisms and cursing. It's like, you know me, guys, I don't curse in any of my videos. I bleep them out with a Fluttershy, yay. But the thing is that you gotta be able to use these right. It's like, bleeping your cursing out sometimes is funnier. You know, the whole, like DBZ abridged, Vegeta. Bleeping it out, you didn't know what he was saying, but you probably had a pretty good inkling. And the fact that it was bleeped out just, it leaves things to the imagination. So you pretty much make your own here. And yeah, it's just also, if you're gonna curse, don't curse too much. Because the audience will react a lot better to something that is well-timed, and like the trope for this, TV tropes, precision F-strike.
We'll get to questions in a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, really quick about the questions. I realize that we're running a little late, so just letting you guys know, there is another reviewing panel after this. I believe it's KP's panel, so if you guys would like to go with questions there, we're more than likely to answer stuff there. So if you want to stick around afterwards, that's the panel to go to in the Hall of the Sun. But anyway, oh, by the way, just a funny thing I'd like to say. The day that Josh drops the F-bomb is the day that a certain place freezes over.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. That was all fake. That was all faked.
Now, gross out shock humor, this is another thing I see. Okay, who here has seen Ted? Let's use Ted for an example. Okay, that movie used a lot of gross out shock humor, and shock humor is just like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that, and it's sort of like dark humor, but it's like, okay, wow, all right. But if you overdo that, though, if it's full of nothing but, like, really, God, can I say, like, piss or anything?
Well, you just did into the mic, so.
Okay, crap jokes, other certain fluid jokes that we do not want to say. If you keep relying on that, if you keep relying on, like, all of those, not only does it become disgusting, it really becomes, okay,
immature.
Stop. It's immature, it's sophomoric, it's half of the comedy movies we see nowadays, and it gets old really quickly.
All right, and the other one is the too soon line. Just
Holocaust jokes, no.
9/11 jokes, no.
It's been 70 years.
And people are still getting offended by them. No.
People are sorry, you can get away with
it's
it.
like there are people who are still alive today who have gone through that, so no, still too soon.
Yeah, still too soon. But yeah, when you get on topics like that, it's just, it's best to find a topic that is how should I put this? Like, it's something that's affected a lot of people in a bad way, but not literally one of the worst things that's ever happened in the history of humanity. If you go for something like that, then you can pull off the too soon line without, like, offending every single person in the world.
Yeah, Nostalgia Critic does that a lot in like his reviews. Like, remember the Independence Day review where Bill Pullman, President Pullman, is talking about the alien attack. He's like, oh, it could have been worse. It could have been an oil spill. And of course, yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Exxon Valdez joke.
No, I was actually going Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Horizon. But anyway, just a few miscellaneous tidbits before we head out.
All right, collaboration chemistry. If you're gonna collab with someone, make sure you mesh. It's like you gotta either have two comedians who can keep up with each other, or you gotta have a funny man and a straight man. Dr. Wolfe is the best straight man in the analysis community. It's like you gotta make sure you're on the same page. Because both I have and he has, we've denied collabs with people who we just didn't mesh with.
I've done a collab with somebody that I didn't mesh with.
Same.
I've done one or two that I really did not like.
Regret.
Yeah. And speaking of the person with the red and black pony.
Okay. Really?
What? It's good segue.
Totally.
Yes, red and black pony. Ooh, it could have been worse. It could have been a red and black alicorn OC.
Wait, did you already do that?
Yeah, I did, and it was awesome. I'm surprised I didn't get haters for that. Anyway, the critic's avatar. That's another fun thing. It's part of the presentation too. It's how you look. It's how you present yourself to everybody. Like my pony stoner. This is a pretty good avatar. Voice has a good avatar. Josh has a good avatar. Nikki has a good avatar. Silver. Awesome.
It's a bit of a bird brain.
It's unique.
It's unique. It works.
All right, and you're up next.
All right, audio quality. There's not a lot of things that you're going to have to actually buy if you're going to do something like this, because you can get a lot of video and editing software for basically free off the internet. But for the love of everything that is holy, shell out the money for a good microphone. Your computer's webcam is not good enough. It picks up everything around it, and it just makes everything sound awful.
Audacity is your friend.
Tools of the trade.
And a good friend, but the truth is garbage in, garbage out. That's just the way it goes. Yeah. And then, but in addition to the microphone, tools of the trade. If you want to work with graphical pieces, then you need to look into something stronger than MS Paint.
GIMP is free.
GIMP is free. There's Inkscape, Ponyscape. And if you can shell out for Adobe Photoshop or an Illustrator, those are very powerful programs, but again, that's more of an investment. There's also a multitude of editing software. Dr. Wolfe has done incredible stuff with just iMovie.
Wow. All right. Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, Magix Video Pro,
and everybody's
Final
favorite
Cut
Windows
Pro
Movie Maker.
Earlier versions.
Yeah, or the recent or the more recent version of Avid. And of course, one last tidbit. I know we mentioned this at the beginning, but when doing reviews at a con, talk to security first. We learned this the hard way. Actually, we learned this the hard way. I think you had to learn the hard way twice.
Yeah, remember the...
yes.
It's a hotel manager. There was a joke we did on Dr. Wolf's channel where I was running from a bathroom from a Pinkie Pie plush, and I was screaming, and the manager had to talk to me saying, hey, that looks really bad.
Yeah, so just touch base, know that everybody's in the loop, and that shows respect that, hey, we are aware you've got to do your job. We're trying to meet you halfway.
And that's pretty much it.
But we have one
more thing. Before we go, remember last year we had, I debuted a video called League of Analysis Bronies. Yes. Well, Lightning Bliss actually managed to do an updated version of that, and we actually have the video, so Lightning Bliss, thank you for this. Here you go. All right, thanks everybody for coming. So just let's head on over to the Sun panel room for KP's panel.